there's some confidence building amongst your players?
Yes, definitely. I think, whether it's confidence or composure, maybe a little more calmness, I think that's a factor. But I think the key is really what we've tried to accomplish is bring some tweaks to how they played, systems of play. Hopefully will be more conducive for us to spend more time in the offensive zone and have some success.
How would you assess how the guys have played with a lead in the third period, the past 2 wins?
Well, I think it's my first impression. It's work in progress. When I look back, when I first started, I could feel behind the bench like the tension, the nervousness, the lack of confidence on how to play with the lead, and I think that's it's an end result of what has happened in the past. I think they had lost some games, so obviously your confidence gets affected by it. But I think we're slowly working on that as far as being able to play with a lead and understanding that in the game there's some ups and downs, and you don't control all the elements. So I think just trying to get them to focus on the present. Try to focus on the fact that the game is 60 minutes, and if you play the right way, hopefully the end result is going to be in your favor.
Jacques, we saw Rourke Chartier, Matthew Joseph, and Thomas Chabot out there. Can you just give us an update on the three of them and when we might expect to see them back?
Well, I hope the three of them will probably make the road trip. As far as the date, I don't have a date exactly. I think they need to get into some practice time, get their timing, especially for the ones that have been out for an extended period of time. But I think it's encouraging to see them on the ice and be part of the team. So I would expect that hopefully they're back at some point during our road trip.
Does one look a bit more advanced, though, to be back sooner, or are they all kind of at the same place?
I think one is a concussion issue, so I think that's, I don't have as much information. But the other two, I think maybe Chabot, I think, would probably be closer than Joseph.
Coach, penalty kill had been a problem for most of the season. Power play probably wasn't what it was expected to be. Have you made any changes to your special teams, not in the personnel, but in the way you approach it?
Yeah, we haven't changed the major concept. I think what we've done is brought some tweaks, some adjustment, I think, to how we play. I think it's difficult, like, first of all, because we had so many games, we have very few practices. We've changed some systems 5-on-5, but as far as the specialty team, I think we just try to tweak certain areas, try to focus on certain things, maybe a little more attention to detail, and try to nullify the seam passes, for instance. So we're working on it. Hopefully, it was encouraging. The last game, I think a turning point in the game was our ability to defend the 5-on-3 early in the game. So I think, hopefully we can build some confidence and, be a little more effective. I really believe that special teams are crucial. If you win that part of the game, it gives you a better percentage of winning the hockey game.
You talk a lot about confidence, calmness, composure. How do you try to give the goalies some of that? Are they treated a bit differently than the players?
I don't think so. I think I met with the goalies when I first started and explained to them that, I feel that a lot of times the goalies is an end product of how you play in front of them, away from the puck. And I don't think, like, over the years, this is one area of this team, I think it's got a lot of talent, a lot of skill, but I don't think they've been, very effective at playing, leaving their goalie, kind of dry, if you ask me. And to me, like, you look at goaltenders like he's playing in LA this year. He was here last year. Hey? Talbot, okay, is a good example. Like, he didn't have a great year here. He goes to LA. He's one of the top in the league. The other one is in Minnesota. He was here, goes to Minnesota. So to me, a lot of time your goalies are going to be end product, how you play in front of them. So I think that I talked to them about that. I think they're good goalies. They're in the NHL for a reason. And it's our job as coaches to get the team in front of them, cut down on the number of, I call A chances, like from the slot area, and to try to give more shots from the outside so they have a better percentage of making saves.
What do you like about Ridley Gregg?
Well, I like his, his aggressiveness, his enthusiasm. He plays hard. He's got a good understanding of the game. He does a good job for us penalty killing. He's a young player that's got to keep growing, keep getting better. And, he's probably forced into a role that is difficult for him right now. Like, I think if we're healthy, he probably doesn't have to fulfill that role. But I like his progression. I like his character. I like what he brings to our team.
Before the game, the captains for the new PWHL Ottawa team are going to be named. And I'm just curious how you feel that the Senators could help amplify the women's game in this city.
Well, I think we could help them. It's interesting you mentioned that. I spent 2 days when they first started their training camp. They had invited me to come and speak to them, to the players, and spend a couple days with them, and really enjoyed it. I thought the players worked really hard. They were very receptive. And, I think I like the management team and the coaches. So, I think it's important to support the other professional team in this city. I think there's a place for them, and the fact that they're going to play at TD, I think is a good rink. And, I hope that the fans will come out because it's a good brand of hockey.
In those 2 days, what did you notice from the group, and what was the advice you gave them?
Well, we just, I just talked about, with them about creating their own identity, kind of encouraging that this is new, but I think it's the first time that they have probably an opportunity to be like a professional team, and to enjoy their time. I think they're very fortunate to be in a city like Ottawa, a great city, especially like downtown, and to make the most of it.
Thoughts on tonight's game, and obviously trying to carry in the momentum that you built off of from the Toronto game?
Yeah, we're excited. We've been playing good. Sixth period of good hockey for us, so much needed for us. And we got another high-flying offensive team coming in. So I think as for a D-man, just move pucks up quick, notice who's on the ice. It'll be a good one.
Coach talked about the adjustments that were made in the second period the other night in Toronto. A tighter. A tighter group in your own end. Did you get that sense as well?
Yeah, for sure. I think we're talking more in the D zone, which makes it a lot easier. So, as a defenseman, when your partner talks to you, it's really nice.
Practice has changed in the past week and a half here.
A little bit of the same. Some things different. Thanks. I think we're doing a little bit more skill work. Some more small area games too. So. Yesterday we had a great practice, a lot of fun, a lot of laughs, but at the same time, we're staying dialed.
Tall task tonight with New Jersey's power play. I think they're third in the league. Is that something you talked about going into the game, or just kind of stick to your own systems?
No, for sure. We gotta be aware of where they're at, and our PK has been great, but the last couple of games, it's taken some big steps. So try to just feed off the last game and see what we can do out there.
What's the next step into improving that PK?
I don't know. Just trying to stay positive. I felt like we would get scored on a couple times in a game and we'd get down and, the floodgates would just open. So, last game was a great example. They had a ton of power plays and we just stayed strong and, won the game off of it.
How has your break been so far?
It's been good. Yeah, it's been, much needed, more probably mental than physical. So it's been good just to have a mental reset and get back to the swing of things here.
And how has the team felt with 2 wins? Do you feel like this team has more confidence? What's the vibe?
Yeah, I think I think the way we did it against Pitt obviously wasn't easy. We made it difficult and tough for ourselves, but in those previous 5-6 games we had the lead and lost it, so and then ended up losing the game. So to have the lead, lose it, obviously not ideal. Let Pitt get a point there, but to be able to close it, I think that gained us confidence that no matter what the situation is, we could still get it done.
Brady, you mentioned before the Pittsburgh game you wanted this team to start playing consistently regardless of whatever the score was. Do you think over these past 2 wins you've been able to do that?
I think so, yeah. I think come back from break, get kind of made the joke after the first. It felt like Toronto was skating all over Christmas break, and you could see that we didn't skate at all. We had bad legs there in the first, but we found a way to keep crawling back and keep grinding away, and ended up getting a fun big win against them, and something that we just want to keep carrying over.
Brady, you've talked about your relationship with Quinn Hughes. What's your relationship with Zach and Luke?
Yeah, no, it's of course we're tight families, and got to see them last night, so it was nice to just catch up with them, and yeah, it's both great players and great for the team, and two guys that we got to be careful about tonight.
What have you noticed about Jack's game? I think he's got 28 points in 40 games or something, and how you shut him down.
Yeah, it's a tough task. It's got to play hard, got to make just life tough on them, and we got to rely on our strengths. I think for them, they're smaller, quick, play fast team, and we just have to be able to match that. The quickness and the way and how fast we play. So, they're a really good team. They showed it last year, and showed this year that it's going to be a tough task for us, but something that we're confident in.
Do you enjoy playing against a friend? Do you like to chirp them a bit more, or is it just like anybody else?
Yeah, not much chirping, but I definitely want to play hard and maybe get a good piece or two on them. So I guess we'll see what ends up happening. But the other day, these are very big points for us as a team, and against a good team like them, it's going to be a tough task.
Brady, second periods have been tough at points this season, but in Toronto it acted as a bit of a turning point. How much of a confidence boost is it to be able to carry that into a new period?
Yeah, I think, like you said, it's one of the few times this year that we've had good seconds and kind of got our way back into the game. So I think for us, use it as confidence and just keep building. I think with our group, we just keep taking the positives and and learn from the things that haven't gone our way. But like you said, the second period, finally having a good period, get us back in the game. It's something to build off of.
You got your 300th point on Wednesday. Just what does that mean for you?
To be honest, you didn't really know. Was kind of near it, but yeah, been able to play with a lot of great players over the years. But to be honest, right now, I haven't really thought about it. Individually, I guess it's cool, but all I care about is how this team does on a day-to-day basis.
How do you like the change in practice? I noticed there's more attention to detail. You were working on a puck over a stick drill in Toronto. How do you like that kind of stuff?
Yeah, it's they're different. A couple of the same drills that we do, in just a little bit of a different format. But yeah, it's been different. It's been good. It's short. Morning skates, which are always nice, just on and off, get a little sweat and get ready for the game. But yeah, I think both were good in their own way. I think with now it's just kind of loose and just going out there, skate, sweat, and don't really have to focus on too much structure, different type of stuff like that.